So we are marching because 287G is up for discussion on Tuesday, June the 11th, and we are doing this as a way to bring attention to the topic and also to add pressure to the Commissioner Court, letting them know that we haven't forgotten. So 287G was introduced by Sheriff Bill Waybourn in June 30th, 2017. And what it does, it deputizes officers for them to act as ICE agents. So it's a way, whenever the undocumented community goes to jail, they get stopped because they passed a red light or some traffic offenses, very minor traffic offenses. It's a very easy way for them to just criminalize them, and it's easier for them to deport them.
From the very beginning, whenever 287G came to Tarrant County in 2017, we knew that it wasn't good for the immigrant community. We had a lot of questions regarding 287G. For example, like was it doing racial profiling, like how much was the county spending on it, and just transparency issues altogether.
Around this time, the media rushed to cover families being separated at the border. And as tragic as that situation continues to be, we have family separation here in Tarrant County, alive and well.
How can you trust the sheriff to be transparent and accountable when the answers to your questions that he provided show no effort to answer your concerns? You all instead have to pull information for him and explain to him how some elements of the program work.
Growing up, I was surrounded by adults who feared the police. This fear was passed down to me. I never felt safe when I saw a police car. Instead, I felt anxiety and extreme anguish. I knew that the police collaborated with immigration, and that because of that, I could be deported.
You don't have any data backing up the claim that 287G makes Tarrant County safer. All you've got is a spreadsheet that proves for 2 months out of 2 years, no ICE holds were placed on someone exclusively for a Class C misdemeanor. And it doesn't even tell us whether those folks are actually getting deported once they're detained by ICE under 287G. Nor do you have data to show that 287G made other communities safer. You also don't have a cost summary that anyone can trust is accurate. Even Commissioner Fickes said he doesn't know if he trusts the sheriff's numbers. What about performing due diligence? Have any of you checked with the police departments in Tarrant County to see if they are experiencing the same trend that's being seen across the country, which is a decrease in Latinos reporting crimes? Have you checked with local nonprofits that serve child victims of abuse and victims of domestic violence to see if there has been a decline in Latinx individuals disclosing abuse? Both of those would give us a more accurate picture if 287G is making our community less safe, because it would show if bad actors are being left on the streets to commit more crimes. Have any of you asked Waybourn to provide a source for his claim that 287G increased safety in other communities? I did. His office didn't answer. Have you talked to law enforcement or elected officials in communities that canceled their 287G agreements to find out why? Have you conducted an audit of the 287G program costs or pulled the racial profiling reports for Dalworthington Gardens during the years when Waybourn was police chief, so you'll know if a program that's proven to increase racial profiling is dangerous in his hands?
The sheriff cannot tell me that I or my community is not afraid of 287G. He cannot tell me that he's only detaining violent people when I have seen otherwise.
The safety of our community has not been enhanced when people are too afraid of law enforcement to report crimes. Context matters. We are living in a time in which ICE rounds up people who have committed no crimes other than overstaying their visas or seeking asylum.
Contrary to what some people may believe or have you believe, being in this country without documentation is not a crime. It is a civil violation. That means that being undocumented is similar to running a red light, a traffic violation.
Of everyone who has claimed that people here without documentation have already broken the law, I would like to find one who has never committed a civil violation. We aren't calling everyone who has broken a traffic law a criminal, obviously. That's just one example of how the law is applied unequally because of our biases and our prejudices.
There was no public discussion on 287G prior to its ratification, and we know that the agreement is expiring soon, so we ask that y'all not vote to renew it. We need to protect the people in our communities, whether they're undocumented or not. I'm very fortunate that I'm documented, but that doesn't mean I don't live in fear for my friends and my family. I want everybody to feel safe in the communities that they contribute to.
I used to be a teacher not too long ago. I would have students come up to me telling me that they didn't like the color of their skin, that they didn't want to be Mexican or whatever they were, that they didn't want to speak Spanish.
Right now, I pay over $1,200 in medical insurance, and access to JPS is non-existent for undocumented taxpayers. And I say taxpayers because when I go pay my taxes every year of over $1,500, they don't ask for my green card. When I go pay my property taxes, they don't ask for my green card. They take my check and it cashes. So I am a taxpayer and I haven't taken anything from this country. I lost my 13-year-old brother to a U.S. citizen to gun violence. Does that mean that every citizen is a criminal? Does that mean that I consider you citizens criminals? No, I consider that to be a bad person.
I would like to point out that just because someone is charged with a crime doesn't not mean that that person committed it. What 287G does is violate people's ability to prove their innocence. Instead, the notion innocence until proven guilty does not seem to apply to immigrants.
I may be 19 years old, but I have a better understanding of the criminal justice system than many of you do today. Because I have lived through it, last year I was arrested in Tarrant County and falsely accused with a simple non-violent misdemeanor. Had I been any other kid, I would have been able to pay a bond and be released to my mom and siblings. Instead, my life was flipped upside down. I believe that the system was meant to protect the innocent. That belief died the day that I was turned over to ICE, without giving the opportunity to prove my innocence. I spent 6 months in detention because of complexities that come with trying to fight two separate cases at the same time, criminal and immigration case. That time will never be returned to me. I suffered great psychological trauma, and I'm here to tell you that it was greatly because of you.
Because again, many seem to be under the impression that Class A and B means violent crimes only. Possession of marijuana up to 4 ounces is a misdemeanor A and B. Failure to identify, misdemeanors A and B. Driving while license is invalid, misdemeanor B. Petty theft of property and services, misdemeanor B. Criminal trespass, misdemeanor B. These aren't just examples of things that could happen, that could get someone deported. I personally know some people who have been deported over these things.
You signed our community away with absolutely no information. And this, today, was your opportunity to keep us safe and demand accountability from an office that still has not provided any information to you. You ignore our pain, you ignore the facts, you ignore our voices, and you give us your back. So now I will do the same to you, because you have made us understand that at the end of the day, all we have is each other. Mi gente, we are somebody, and we deserve full equality, and that means feeling safe in our communities. I deserve that, you deserve that, everybody deserves that. We have been here to give our testimonies for the past 2 months. We have proven our case against 287G. We have proved this through data, stories, research, you name it. We have done the work. Yet the Commissioner's Court has chosen to vote against us today, disregarding the intended and unintended consequences of this program. We have not lost everything today because this is not over. We will not forget their cowardice and partisanship. They forget that we're fighting for our families, our mothers, our fathers, our community. And there is nothing stronger than the love for them. And to the people of the campaign that have been putting in work every single day for about a year, We didn't come out of the woodwork like some of these racist people that just heard about 287G last week. We have been doing this for years because we believe in this work. So to every single one of you of the campaign, I love you, and no matter how this goes, just know that this continues, and thank you for everything you do for our community.
Ms. Kit Jones, I voted for this 2 years ago, but I did not know then what I know now, and I repent of that vote.
This issue, I focused on the facts, and they have not been very apparent. They have not been made very apparent, and that is very concerning.
We're a better community if they're not here, and I support continuing the program that Sheriff Waybourn has.
I believe this court voted unanimously to support this 287G law. Commissioner Allen was not on the board at that time, but I believe Commissioner Brooks and the rest of us here voted to vote for this.
What I will tell you is I know that the fear exists among many of those estimated 300,000 folks. And for that, I am very, very sorry. Second. A motion is second. Please vote. Motion passes 3-2. Again, thank you all. There's a lot of, I understand a lot of strong feelings. Thank you all very much for coming down here and taking the time to express your opinion.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop.
So the vote was 3-2, basically, to the commissioners, Commissioner Devin Allen and Commissioner Roy Brooks voted to end 287G. And the other 3 votes, we kind of figured it was basically everyone voted along party lines. It was very evident that, that we didn't get what we wanted from the court. They turned their backs on us. But we did gain a lot from this campaign. We gained a community. We gained a lot of new leadership in the county that hopefully, going forward is going to bring in even more people to continue building against this program. So I'm looking forward to continue building relationships with community members and other organizations, bringing in more people, holding elected officials accountable, especially those that voted against us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that and not letting them forget how they voted yesterday.
Sí, solo quería decir que esta campaña de 287G fue muy exitosa. A lo mejor no tuvimos el resultado que queríamos, pero se lograron muchas cosas en el camino. Por ejemplo, logramos que ahora la gente ya sepa que es el 287G, que era algo que nadie sabía antes. Logramos formar una familia en donde todos se sintieron muy bien y en donde todos se sintieron que había un espacio en donde ellos podían hablar de cómo se sentían y de sus experiencias, y ya no somos solo una campaña, sino somos una familia. Y también logramos hacer que haya nuevos líderes en la comunidad, y yo creo que por esa parte ganamos. La lucha sigue. Vamos a seguir haciendo cosas y vamos a seguir tratando de sacar 287G del condado de Tarrant. Tenemos muchas oportunidades, así que si se quieren unir a la lucha, por favor díganos y estamos listos.